No one is above the law.
No one is above the law.
Nobody is above the law.
No one is above the law.
No one is above the law.
Nobody is above the law.
No one 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 is above the law.
The Hunter Biden pardoning situation is a completely unforced error that Joe Biden never had to actually make, but I'm all for it because it is damaging the Democrat brand. I mean, after all, we spent the last year and a half of Joe Biden saying over and over and over again that he is not going to pardon his son, when we all knew he was going to do it. I mean, after all, his son pled guilty to charges that could land him in prison for over 17 years. We all knew it was going to happen. We saw the writing on the wall, and really nobody faults him for wanting to pardon his son. The problem is, of course, he lied about it for so long and then does a complete flip-flop, and everyone now has to cover for him on the Democrat side. And this complete 180, this total flip-flop, is something that Jon Stewart is going to completely skewer on today's segment. So before we get to these clips, please like and comment on this video so we can break through the algorithms. Here we go.
Finally, Democrats have a moral perch from which they can judge without shame, hypocrisy, or nuance.
Breaking news, President Biden has issued a pardon for his son, Hunter Biden.
Mother... But you know what? Good, get fine. It's good. It's right. It's his right. He's an 82-year-old man. Doesn't want to spend the rest of his life visiting his son in prison. I'm sure the pardon is a narrowly written, precisely drawn farewell note of compassion for a loved one.
The pardon sweeping, covering offenses that Hunter Biden, quote, has committed or may have committed or taken part in over the past 11 years.
11 years is a very specific and not rounded amount of time. So, Hunter, I'll give you a pardon. Well, a few years, 5 years, 10 years. It needs to be 11. I didn't know pardons could cover crimes you may have committed. I'm surprised Biden didn't include the phrase on Earth 1 or any of the Earths in the multiverse.
Yes, that 11 years is an oddly specific amount of time. And guess what it coincides with? Hunter Biden taking a seat on the board of Burisma. Okay, so we definitely don't want to look into anything happening there because there's obviously no payments to the big guy, right? Joe Biden was not selling his influence through his son Hunter to make a whole bunch of cash, right? So don't even worry about that anymore. But I love how Jon Stewart points out that yes, the Democrats have in fact ceded their supposed moral high ground, right? They always do exactly what they say they're going to do. They're always on the side of truth and righteousness. And here we have Joe Biden turning around, flip-flopping, and pardoning his criminal son, all right? So yes, the hypocrisy is on full display for everyone to see, and I love how Jon Stewart points that out, although in his misguided way, as we'll see in a little bit.
The problem is the rest of the Democrats made Biden's pledge to not pardon Hunter the foundation of their defense of America.
One political party remains committed to the rule of law, and the other doesn't. It's that simple.
Hunter Biden's not above the law. No one is above the law. Democrats stand for the rule of law.
We accept the outcome because that's how the rule of law works.
Because the justice system that convicted his only surviving son is the same justice system he's vowed to protect. And if that doesn't tell you who Joe Biden is, I don't really know what does.
And now look at the dance Democrats have to do.
Be honest. The only reason why they went after Hunter the way they did, and I've talked to many federal prosecutors about this, is because he's the president's son.
People have to remember the president has lost 2 children already, and he does not need to lose another one to more political witch hunts.
For anyone that wants to clutch their pearls now because he decided that he was going to pardon his son, I would say take a look in the mirror.
Yes, 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 to everything that you guys were saying. If you hadn't made Hunter Biden not receiving a pardon the Mason-Dixon line of morality between Democrats and Republicans. This is what Biden's decision has done. And now look at what even he, one of the most verbally dexterous attorneys we have on Capitol Hill, has been reduced to.
Do you think President Biden should pardon Hunter Biden?
There are lots of claims of political prosecution and political
And was Hunter politically
Well, I mean, obviously that's a judicial point, and you've got to look at what the evidence is, and I don't know enough
so
about
should the
other
president
cases.
pardon him?
I mean, again, that is a unilateral executive power, power that.
And should he use it?
Well, the power exists for the president to show mercy for people.
I mean, we have an executive, and we have a judicial, and then a legislative, and then smoke bomb.
This is absolutely correct. It would not have been a big issue if Democrats wouldn't have hung their hat on it. Sure, it might have been a little damaging to the Joe Biden brand, but honestly, if you're already a supporter of Joe Biden, there's no way that having a son who is funneling money through foreign entities directly to his family was going to turn you off from all of that. So by the Democrats basically holding up Joe Biden as the pillar of truth and justice and the American way, they have shot themselves in the foot because everyone knew he was going to pardon his son, all right? But of course, they had to be on their high horse. They had to get up on their pulpits and say, obviously, clearly, we are the ones you should trust, okay? And of course, that's dashed along with everything else that Biden has flip-flopped in. Let's go ahead and take a look at that.
Look, man, the Democrats made this case an example of why Americans should believe in our system. And it's hard. Democrats have the tougher road of defending our institutions and systems as being flawed but still valuable. Republicans just run on blowing this shit up. But at every turn, Democrats keep getting caught creating a purity test for a system that they can't seem to pass themselves.
When you saw the photograph of the top secret documents laid out on the floor at Mar-a-Lago, what did you think to yourself?
How that could possibly happen. How anyone could be that irresponsible.
Irresponsible. The careful stewardship of our nation's most classified documents is foundational to the institutions. It's why we are... What's that? Oh, really? In his garage. Next to his car. And of course, there's the border.
We're going to restore our moral standing in the world and our historic role as a safe haven for refugees and asylum seekers. My Lord, we've never made asylum seekers seek asylum outside the United States of America.
We've never done it. Tomorrow, what Trump is doing, until, of course, my poll numbers start to go down.
Today, I'm announcing actions to bar migrants who cross our southern border unlawfully from receiving asylum.
The distance between the systems Democrats say they are revering and the one that they're using when they need to is why people think it's rigged.
I'm honestly quite impressed that Jon Stewart was willing to call out the flip-flops and double standards for Joe Biden. Of course, he's a little late to the party because we've been calling this stuff out for quite some time. Yes, Joe Biden had classified documents that he was not allowed to have as vice president, whereas Donald Trump had classified documents that he's allowed to declassify anytime he wishes as president. But then again, Joe Biden, the border will remain open, wide open. Please come on in until, of course, his poll numbers look bad, and then we got to shut this down and do something. Pass a bill. So yes, this hypocrisy is on full display for everyone to see, but Jon Stewart still has to side with the left. It's the Democrats. We just can't live up to our own purity standards, but Republicans, they're trying to blow it up. They're trying to ruin everything. They never live by the rule of law, which of course still makes him a blind leftist. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and stay safe out there, people, because they're coming after you.